What is up, guys? Welcome back to another casted game. We are having a special show match today between Batu and Consensus. These guys have agreed to play actually a best of 7 between them. However, I'm joining them late, so for all intents and purposes, this is a best of 5. We're currently on game number 1. It's 0-0. So the previous 2 games were 1 apiece for each player. And we joined for this game on Alaska, spawning down to the southwest in the colour blue. Playing as the Haud and Showmatch, it is Batuan under the name of Joke Over Community Management, which is obviously paid, which is not respecting, but definitely not respecting. It is with respect to the recent news of AoE patches, Empires 3 being discontinued, DLC cancelled, and the community managers having to circle back to our posts, and the jokes and banter along with that. Spawning to the northeast in the colour red, playing as the Russians. It is Consensus, and he's actually playing under his main name. And like the whole recent news about AoE 3 is rather disappointed, but it's kind of funny with all these memes coming about, and they say the community defiance. So it's good to see, and we will try to bounce back as best as we can and continue providing the great games, great content, great community that this game has to offer. Batu picked up 90 wood as well, very nice. Walked past himself a 85 wood, exceptionally strong start. Does have a dock in the back of the base. However, I feel that Mr. Batu here has forgot to click the dock button, or maybe not. It just was building. Of course, dock wagon being built by the Travar, not a villager. I was thinking, oh, it must have already been built. There's no Ville. Why is he not using the dock? But of course he's using the dock. It's just takes a while for it to build due to all the balancing on that. So yeah, it looks like Batu's got the Nano Key Explorer skin for the War Chief. Looks like an Age of Empires 1 villager, or like a Greek Age of Mythology villager from a distance. And I've got to say, what a weird walk. Who walks like that? Like, almost looks like slightly constipated, needs to go to the toilet, like, has to go for a fast run to find the nearest restroom, but can't run, else it might dislodge a piece. So, kind of that really awkward, quick shuffle. It's a very fast cadence, I've got to say, whereas, you see some other explorers and they're just slowly strutting their stuff. Look at this, yeah, going for a stroll, yeah. When Nike's going, shit, I've got to find something, shit, off we go. 15 Ville age up here from Batu with plenty of fishing boats in support, 4 in queue, and that is as a result of finding 90 wood. Does walk past the 85 wood treasure, so we'll have to quite literally circle it back to that treasure to go and get that reward. I think Batu would want to do that for this treasure. It would be worth it. It means another fishing boat, but also could be enough wood for a batch of tomahawks. We're playing the Haud and Showmatch, and all the units in the second stage cost food and wood. Not too sure pressuring the forward setter's going to do too much here, but let's look in from what was it? Consensus's point of view. And I just realised I was playing some games earlier. I haven't got my scoreboard cover. This is a live game at the moment, so it doesn't really matter too much, but let me just put that there. And we'll come back to that. Consensus is aging and slow. Gone for a 7... No, gone for a 14 Ville. Just Batu aging fast here. Going for the messenger age up. Warhut does come down, but the Candy Horsemen will come out in base. So, kind of feel like you might as well just delay that shipment, so it oh no, he will actually get it in. The war has a wagon, of course. It builds rather fast. Tomahawk big button being called, forward military waypoint being sent, and out come the Candy Horsemen's, and big damage going to happen here. How will Consensus deal with this? That's the question. Consensus point of view, train 5 musketeers, sending 13 strike. He's only really just got up now. He's already put his villagers in, completing the wall, but the front door to the base is wide open. Put the blockhouse to the sides of the town centre is an interesting call as well. Most of the hunts here are covered. Does have a back moose, which is actually relatively safe. I think one villager's getting onto that. There's 3 villas in the blockhouse. They need to get out. They do manage to get out, and the strats will come behind. It's crazy. Like, look at the score. I mean, it's just nothing really has happened in this game. It's just how Russia units underscore. But we can't forget that Batu does have 4 fishing boats on the water and a decent land economy behind. We check up with Batu. He is following up with more tomahawks. Hasn't got another card yet. Just hasn't been training enough stuff to get the XP. And this tomahawk big button, it's a technology, so you don't get XP when it's completed. Kanya's looking for some red recruit kills. Unfortunately, he's going to miss the Strelets, and these 10 musks will push away this heavy cavalry of Batu. And this is like the power play that Haud have versus Russia. Otherwise, Russia could just go pure Strelets into Tomahawk Aena. There is quite literally no rush for him to do anything different. Oh god, Batu with 1 Tomahawk there. That's not really enough there from Batu. Sending in 600 wood behind this. Fishing boat's being trained still. Consensus is still taking treasures, but I kind of feel like this explorer should be back in base, taking, well, assisting the army. Consensus now has stable coming down. He's got the woods, so he should get some housing. Stable, maybe second blockhouse. That would be really useful for defensive purposes. He does have a decent amount of hunting base. Mark it up. Hunting dogs coming in behind. Okay, he's going for a side blockhouse to secure this hunt, which is good. It's certainly going to protect the hunt extra production, but I feel that away from this main town centre blockhouse position for Consensus' base, it is kind of risky how this is kind of, well, it's just a single blockhouse, and if this goes down, that eco is exposed. How does Era have enough of stuff behind to get this done? The economy is just starting to really grow quickly. 9 fishing boats. Still not getting his gill nets, and at this point, you'd really want to consider it. I can understand how you haven't got enough resources, but if you actually sell click of food, then you actually will have enough gold for your gill nets. That's 15% eco. It's certainly worth doing. Tomahawks come out. Going for 5 villas behind this. Interesting how we've not seen a upgrade yet for his Tomahawks. It's just going to go in absolutely bare bones. I'm not too sure if he's expecting to get many kills here. We'll just turn on to Explorer and Tomahawk. That's, yeah, it's actually worth it for XP. Explorer low HP, that's thank you very much as well. And the nuclear will go down. Decent scouting at the top as well. We'll realise that not much else is up here. And we'll probably call it a day. Consensus is still gathering resources, and he's just chilling as well. 13 Stroll, 19 Musk. Cossacks being queued behind, has sent in 700 gold. So that he can mass the Musketeers and the Cossacks. Neither player's really wanting to try and engage here, and the thing is, I kind of feel for Batu in particular, because he's still chopping a lot of resources. He hasn't upgraded his wood at all. Still gathering a lot of food from the fishing boats. He's still trying to mass from a single war hut, single stable. Problem is for Consensus, well, for Batu, is that Consensus is playing Russia, and these units can just trade super well. Strelets do double damage versus Tomahawks. He's got enough defensive buildings in the blockhouse TC. And he's not exactly short of resources after successfully controlling the southern side of the map. Potential flank from behind. The Cossacks from Batu are looking to go, and they will find one villager, but one villager isn't really that important in this situation. It's about taking this fight. Tomahawk's snared, and there's just nothing here to really put pressure on these Strels. Will Minutemen get called? Minutemen do get called, and the Musks try to pull them. Minutemen long, that's a bit of fancy micro there from Consensus. Minutemen chase across, and so many Tomahawks have gone down. The Canyas are just kind of, well, not adding too much behind this, and Consensus just basically taking the score lead from that engagement. And Batu, there's just a lack of ANs here. How do you expect to win this fight with just Tomahawk Kanya with no upgrades behind this? This is just begging for pure Strelets here from Consensus. Very expensive for Batu on to kind of, you know, continuously mass on the Kanya horsemen. Another batch of Kanyas do come in. Gotta go for the snap, go for the flank here. Aena's been sent forward as well. 6 Tomahawk shipment size, pardon me, not Aena's. That's a great pop. That's a great surround, actually. Tomahawk's in close. Strelets don't really know which to target, but melee musketeers actually zone off all the cavalry pretty quickly, and Strelets are just right-clicking Tomahawks one after the other, and they're falling like flies. They are going down pretty quickly, and there's just no upgrades in these units, and no ANs, and the fast rate of fire from the AN have been really good. The War Chief is just dead in the base, and that's from a really unsuccessful early push as well. And this feels like a comprehensive cleanup from Consensus. It's a shame because there's so many fishing boats here from Haud, like 12 fishing boats. I mean, they're not upgraded, but the economy behind this is really solid from Haud, but just train so many Tomahawks and Kanyas and just managed to achieve not a lot. Tomahawks got denied. Unless we've got a second barracks, we do not have a second barracks. The Tomahawks got denied. Kanyas will try and kill some Strels, but the musks behind from Consensus will back this up and push away the cavalry of Batu, yeah. Look at that, he's going to try and run away. He's just going to get caught, though. Oh, yeah, those Tomahawks going down, and yeah, these Kanyas now moving into more of a raiding disposition, trying to go and pick some vills off. No greatcoats here from Consensus, you've got to be careful. But I'm also worried because there's nothing really here stopping a right click from the Russian army walking right into this base. We'll need maybe a couple more blockhouses. Yeah, 1, 2 war huts coming down. The vills do come in, but the musks are defending. The vills get into the out blockhouses. And this has been some super smart play there from Consensus. Just not really losing any vills. Sitting back, absorbing that pressure. Batu is just unable to crack the nuts. Done basically no economic damage to speak of. And for a while, I thought this was risky from Consensus moving down here to take this hunt. But Consensus hasn't been pushed or challenged at all. It's actually worked out to be a really good play there from Consensus to move down into that area of the map. Batu still trying to mass units, going for the Kanyas. Only now getting the gill nets, which is about 4 minutes too late, unfortunately. Could have had so many more resources if that was teched earlier. Stable does go down, double war hut at home, and finally we get some ANers. We found the anti-infantry button in H2 there for Haud, but a shame we've had to lose so many Tomahawks and Cav in the process beforehand, before it really becomes a matter. Losing Longhouse also kind of is a bit of awkward. We need to get these built up, and yeah, got a lot of vills here. Running out of hunts on both sides. Need to sort that out. Sets is taking down some Longhouses. We'll back out after this, surely. Yep, does so. And Consensus is just saying, you know what, I'm just mind my own business. I'm trying to not do anything too stupid. Get a couple of building kills, and look, he's aging behind this. Aging on the 600 coin being sent in, gathers it up. And is advancing. I think he's advancing fast. Exile Prince, yeah, just wanted to get up. Get some veterancy techs. Does have 25 musks, train more musks. So definite candidate for veterancy on the age up. Fishing boats finally having some more gather rates. Clean out all the fish behind Batu's base. But it does feel a bit behind as a result. Spamming ANs to try and get into this, but I think Batu's realised that it's actually he's down in age, and he's been training units expecting for the Russia to right click, but no, Consensus has backed off, and Batu's like, oh, I've got 20 H2 ANs, what am I going to do with these units? And I really got a great idea to push in and do anything productive with them, so let's try and, well, ideally goes to the north and finds a massive Ville raid, but there's nothing on offer down here. All the villagers safely protected this side of the map. Forward spawn point here from Consensus. Great play. More line of sight, more vision, more controlling. 2 Falconets being sent in. And we do have veteran musketeers already. A very smart wall down to the south, which basically locks off this gold mine. That mine is still enabled. You know, Batu won't need these mines at all, but it's the fact that he's not going to get side flanked by units or whatever. He just controls it. Straight past the blockhouse. if anybody wants to walk in. But just look at these Cossacks, their Musk, Falconet, double Musk in production, going to move in and try and siege these longhouses and war huts. I think the TC is a bit out of range, or out of scope for taking it down, but Batu's kind of all in on the HQ units. He's kind of committed to staying. He can't really do too much. Finally, ascending conservative tactics. Unfortunately, though, a 10% combat card for your HQ units is just worse than a 20% veterancy upgrade here for Russia. And these Musks are very strong. Falcons will move in, but how does Haud deal with Falconets in H2? The answer is they don't really. I guess Tomahawks, but they have actual true range fire, not melee in range. So these Falcons are really well protected, and this will get some good damage here. Some more big volleys on those Tomahawks. AN is behind this. Cannons do come in. Potential surround coming in, but I still don't see the angle. And look, it's just so well protected. These Musks, Canyons will find an opening, and with their multipliers versus artillery, it does get down pretty quickly. But yeah, that's gone down pretty quickly now. And those AMs are going to get cleaned up behind this. Musk still pushing behind. Follow-up reinforcements from Batu. Actually going for the Preachniks, looking for the raiding angle. More Musks crossing the map. Does send in 1,000 gold to go for artillery production. I heard the artillery foundry come up, and Musk Falk is always a good idea. Preachnik's going to get some good raiding in, and Batu's now just sending units to their death, unfortunately. Does call it there. Does tap out. Game number 1 is going to go to Consensus, leading its best of 5 series 1-0. I thought it was really smart there from Consensus, actually. Standard age up time for Russia. We did have a fast age up here from Batu with the Messenger going up quick, but with Blockhouse in base, TC Fire Blockhouse and a couple units coming out, 13 Strelets card number 1. Quite often players be tempted to send in core to 700 wood to start off their game. Able to safely defend the Kanya and Musk timing attack from Batu. And the problem is, Batu's use a fast age up and those cards to get that momentum and tempo, but actually killed no Vils, didn't really out of the TC at all, and just absorbed that pressure and then just carried on making Vils behind. Quite a lot of these villagers were the fishing boats, not really getting too much done. And you'd think that the eco here of how to be really good, but I guess Russia with a steel traps economy rates and then managed to age up when he didn't need to train as many units as a Haud player was, or their units are much cheaper as well. So I'm absorbing that. Pushing out on that middle war hut there onto Batu. Well, Batu had a really good surround there with the Canyons, but the number of musketeers in melee cut down the Canyons, and the Shreds were just purely focused on the Tomahawks, and just both units were killing their direct counter, and that was pretty much when the game turned around in favour of Consensus, and was pretty smooth sailing afterwards, having the score lead and just kind of closing that game out. So yeah, well played, and looking forward to the others in this series. I'll catch you guys in the next one.